Welcome. I'm Robin Christofferson, Executive Director of MCVP Crisis and Prevention Center. We are the Domestic and Sexual Violence and Stalking Crisis Center for the 44 towns of the Monadnock Region. MCVP is pleased and proud to be a sponsor of the Extraordinary Women 2015 event. I'd like to introduce you to a friend of MCVP, Erin Lyman Braley.
It was the fall of 2005. I was a new mom, and I took my baby Nicole to her well child checkup, and I noticed a contact card for MCVP with their phone number, and I took it home with me. I didn't know that I was being abused for quite some time, and when I finally gained the courage to call, it was 2 in the morning, and the woman on the other end of the line was very kind. She never sounded tired as if I woke her up. She just wanted to make sure that I was okay. She stayed on the other end of the phone until I was comfortable to hang up. Over the next few years, there were several court dates and trials, and I was never alone. I always had somebody checking in with me from MCVP. They always prepared me before the trial, during the trial, and after the trial, and always supported me through it all. One day, I also even brought home an Easter basket for my daughter that was donated from some locals to support the children of domestic violence. I never felt alone. I never felt guilty for contacting MCVP. And without them, I wouldn't be here today to share my story and to be the mom of 10-year-old Nicole and 4-year-old Max.
Thank you, Erin, for sharing part of your story with us today. At MCVP, we have the honor of supporting women on their journeys from victim to survivor to thriver. Without our support services, women and children would be at an increased risk. Our goal is to have the best care and support system possible. With help from friends like Erin and you, we hope to have an extraordinary one. So on behalf of MCVP's Board of Directors, Advisory Council, staff, and the community members we serve, congratulations, Extraordinary Women 2015.
My most favorite thing to do right now is kind of just help people see for themselves what they're capable of. And a lot of times, the adults I work with, it seems to me that at some point someone must have told them they weren't good enough or strong enough or fit enough or something, and to really help them see that that was wrong. Whoever told you that is wrong, whether it was yourself that told you that or a coach or a parent or another peer, whatever, they were wrong. Anyone can do anything they want to do. And when they realize that and they take off on their own instead of needing my guidance anymore, that's the best part of it all.
To me, public art is, I see it as something that's available and accessible for people everywhere. No matter what I do, is more about habit that people continue doing something not with me, but something on their own. So if they're involved in a mural or a mosaic or even an exhibition, that they then will go off and be inspired to do something for themselves, right? So it's a dominoes effect. That's what I think is really exciting.
I thought about it for a long time and thought, well, I'm really happy where I am. I love my job, why should I rock the boat? And then I thought, you know what, if I don't try this, I think I'm gonna regret it. And I might fail, but I'll learn from what doesn't work and then, go on to something else or fix what didn't work. And so I gave it a try. And I'm so glad I did. The community has been so supportive of this. And it just shows we had a big need in this area for a children's museum.
When I look back at times that were hard or transitions in my life when you sort of make a conscious decision about, do I want to stay at Rise or do I want to do something else? And I think my approach is, if there's a tortoise and a hare, I'm the tortoise. And my work has never been done, and so it has become my life's work. Rise is the team of people that work here, and the board that supports us, and the community that supports us, and so Rise belongs to all of us.
So my ultimate goal, which I think still is, now that Tim and I are great grandparents, is to facilitate wherever I can a child's ability to grow to full functioning adulthood. And that holds true whether I'm working with kids directly, whether I'm working in schools with teachers, whether I've been working with parents of gifted underachievers, or whether I'm with the legislature or advocating. It doesn't matter. That's the goal.
I grew up in a family that believed in making yourself useful. I also grew up in the 60s with ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. I very much believe that. And it's a matter of being of use. You know, you seeing something that needs to be done and saying, oh, I can help with that. I know how to do that. We can work this out. We'll figure it out together.
For me, public education is a very important piece because it allows us to provide those learning opportunities for everyone. But we have to find the means to do it so that everyone will have the same opportunities, same experiences to excel, and then give back to the community, as I have been able to do and very lucky to do because I had the support of this community since I was a little girl.
If people feel like I always make time for them, I get something back as well, because I feel like I have helped somebody with whether it's making time to answer a question, to be part of a process, to do a strategic plan. It's both a give and take. The predominant purpose of our work is connecting with people. So if I don't make time for people, that sort of feels defeating of what our mission is and what my values are.
I see so many people that struggle with addiction and the challenges of poor health and that feeling of hopelessness that comes from being in that place where you feel like you have no power. And when I see people kind of regain their power and start to regain their health, that really does make me feel good about what I do.
The people in this region, they are the reason that I keep going and doing things, and everybody is so willing to help, and they don't say, you're crazy, what do you think you're doing? They'd say, well, let's see what we can do, how we can make this work, and we'll try something else. And so you get a group of people and they put their ideas together.
The culture here, from the business community to individuals, is one of rolling up your sleeves, and nobody lets politics get in the way. I think politics gets in the way of good public policy. But so this community is worth investing, and I think, investing your time and energy is a good way to invest in your community. And it's a way to give back. Craig and I have always talked about giving back.
I have a real passion for helping others in their career path, particularly young women. I think part of that passion comes from having grown up in an industry, the insurance industry, which when I first started in this career, it was very male-orientated. There is nothing better than seeing somebody accomplish something in their career and know that you supported them and played a role in that.
One of the things I loved most about my job was mentoring others. That just gave me incredible pleasure. I think because I have very strong feelings about how one who is in a helping profession should be treating those you are working with. And I worked with a marvelous staff, and having the ability to help them develop professionally was just really, really important to me.
I just love being a member of the community. I guess I just want to make sure that I can help to keep Keene not static, but yet moving forward in a positive way. And I'd like to pass on that spirit of volunteerism, like with the Interact, how important it is to volunteer, and you hope that when they become adults and they get established in their own communities, that they'll have that same spirit and that desire to help others as well.
I tell people that everybody should do some kind of volunteer work. Leadership is important, but volunteerism is rewarding. And that to me is very important. I don't care what little you do. It's just wonderful. I was always told whatever you give, you get back double. And you do.
I've always felt that my work on this planet was to make a difference. And so whether it was in the teaching profession or working for a community mental health center here in Keene, doing the work I do now with Healthy Monadnock, my skill set and my passion is in the area of engaging the community to make the kind of difference that's going to have a positive impact on individuals, but more on populations.
You don't have to do anything extraordinary to make a huge difference in someone else's life. I can look back over the course of my life and I know exactly who the people are who made a difference in my life. And would they know that they had made a difference? I mean, was what they did extraordinary? To them, probably not. It was just something nice that they did. But it made a big difference in my life. So I feel like every single one of us can do little small things to make the community a better place and to help people.